Yo, look who fell asleep first.
Prank him, John.
You already know.
Welcome to the Hot Wheels Unleashed Championship race. I totally bought all of this for a video and not because I wanted it. We got some strong competition on the track today. We got a lot of teams going at it. They're all ready to go, and we got a big track to talk about. Let's talk about the track that my girlfriend's going to kick me out of the apartment for making. The competition's going to start off at a strong drop, almost at a 90-degree angle. They're going to drop into Joystick Junction, which is a PS2 gamepad box that I've had sitting in the back of the apartment for a year. After that, they're going to make a small pass over the Gaines overpass and shoot right through the Mountain Dew pass-through because we're gamers here. We like to drink the Mountain Dew drink. And after that, they're going to have to make a strong hump over the Cat Litter Mountain to make their way into the finish bucket, and they're only going to be counted as a win if they make their way into the finish bucket. Now we're going out to the races. Look at these cars passing down. Oh my god, they're going so fast. Look at how fast these fucking cars are going. Oh my god. Oh, he's flying off of the fucking track. Let's get a slow motion replay. Hurry up. Look at that again. Wow, he's definitely dead. We're not liable for casualties here at Hot Wheels Unleashed. I mean, for God's sakes, look at that drop at the beginning of the race. These guys knew what they were signing up for. Damn, look at them go. They're really speeding down the track. Oh, look at him. He's dead. This was actually going to be a really cohesive commentary on a Hot Wheels track race that I made, but it turns out it's really hard to record Hot Wheels footage, so this is just a fucking mess. I have no idea what's going on. Turns out the yellow Miata won. Yeah, the yellow Miata won. Good game, everyone. We're making a video. You know what that means. It's time to crack open a Sapporo. Whoa, those are some hot looking wheels, aren't they? Those wheels are hot. I don't want to touch those wheels. They might burn me because those are some hot wheels. Look, I don't know who the hell was asking for a Hot Wheels game in 2021 that gave you multiplayer and track building and all this stuff, but whoever's idea it was and made it come to fruition did a good job because the game's pretty cool. Pretty flawed, but it's pretty cool. But we can't talk about that before we talk a little bit about Hot Wheels in the game that came before it. Hot Wheels beat that. Look, I know Hot Wheels doesn't need any introduction, but because this is a video on the internet, I'm gonna do it anyways. Hot Wheels are these cool little die-cast cars. I'm going off of green screen. Hot Wheels are these cool little die-cast cars. They're usually of officially licensed vehicles like this 1985 Honda CRX that I got in my hand right here. But they could also just be fictional creations of whatever the hell the design team wanted to come up with. They've had a long history. They're really cool little products, and they're really cheap. You know, if you're shopping for your chicken or your tomatoes, you can just like throw one of these in your cart because you're like, well, I mean, it costs virtually nothing. I can just grab it. Why not? And then you end up with a whole container full of them because you don't know what to do with them, and then they sit in the closet of your apartment for a year. Before I decided to make this video on Hot Wheels Unleashed, I wanted to do a little cross-referencing with other Hot Wheels games and see what else came out there, and the first thing that came up was this game called Hot Wheels Beat That. So I picked it up for the PlayStation 2. You can see it here, and it's blockbuster case for $19.99. I only paid $10 for it, so I basically stole it. I ordered it like a week ago, and it just got here today. I put a few hours into it, and I can see the similarities. That did not land like I wanted it to. Hot Wheels Beat That is all about fierce competition with your opponents, taking them out. If they hit you, you get revenge on them, and you kill them. And it's got a pretty cool soundtrack. It kind of bangs. Hot Wheels Beat That gave me that really cool sense of scale that you're just this tiny little object in this big room, and whenever games or media do this, I think it's really cool. Ever since a kid, it's always fascinated me. Make me small thing, and then put me in big room. Wow. Yeah, I'm pretty easy to entertain. But yeah, it's really cool. You're racing along these tracks and you're like knocking down decks of cards and you're doing ramps over DVD cases. It's got like 4 or 5 different levels, like a bedroom, a golf course, and some other ones, and then there's different variations of track within those levels, kind of like Hot Wheels Unleashed. The driving kind of sucks, but the power-ups and being able to shoot other cars along the track are pretty cool. There's also this really cool elimination mode where like when you're the last car in last place, every 30 seconds you're gonna get eliminated, so the last car standing wins. Wish that would have been an Unleashed, but we'll talk about that. So I guess we should talk about Unleashed. That's why you clicked on the video, right? So yeah, Hot Wheels Unleashed 2021. I think it's a pretty cool game. It just came out of nowhere, and I was like, as soon as I saw the trailer, I was like, I gotta have that. Track building, Hot Wheels, I'm in a big room. Hell yeah, give it to me. I haven't played anything like this in the past couple decades. The last time I played a Hot Wheels game was like Hot Wheels Stunt Driver or something. It was like this FMV Hot Wheels game. It was really weird. I played it on this old computer that soon after got a virus and never worked again. But that had to have been like, what, 20 years ago? So here we are today. But before we can even get into the game, I gotta mention, What the hell is this? Is this how we're gonna start a game now? For context, I'm really not a fan of loot boxes or any of the modern in-game microtransaction stuff, so when I see stuff like this, and this is literally how I'm introduced to the game, I wasn't getting a good vibe from it. You see, the main way you get cars in Hot Wheels Unleashed is by opening up these random boxes to get a random car. And this is how you get the first 3 cars that you're gonna play with in the game, and you can't do anything with these 3 cars. They're permanently in your collection. If you don't like them, oh well. But after those 3 cars, you're able to break down the cars for coins or upgrade points that you can later put into other vehicles or loot boxes. And if you played Hot Wheels Unleashed, I know what you're probably gonna say. There's no way to buy these coins. It's all in-game currency. Yeah, I'd like to see how that works after the holidays and after this game goes on sale. I can almost guarantee they're gonna make some way you can buy these coins, man. Come on, really? This game is just ripe for monetization, and the fact that that's the way you're introduced to the game, plus they give you an achievement as soon as you do that said first one's free. They kind of rubbed me the wrong way, I'm not gonna lie. But anyways, you know what? I can forgive that. We're getting past that. Let's get into the good stuff, the racing. How does Hot Wheels Unleashed drive? Well, if you've watched any reviews or you played the game yourself, you know it's pretty good. The drifting takes a little bit of getting used to. It's kind of weird, and I still don't know if I'm completely used to it. Not as good as Mario Kart 8, of course. Nothing's as good as that, but it's decent. You got your typical arcadey racing controls. You can drift and you earn boost by drifting. But the interesting part is the aerial controls, where you're able to kind of turn and tilt your direction and set off that boost while you're midair to go flying forward.
Hey yo, what the fuck? Oh my god, he on X Games mode.
Kind of think about Rocket League if it was a racing game, but not to that extreme of an extent. The game can get a little technical in this aspect, especially when you start getting into the online races and people are building tracks around this concept, and you really got to get good at it, or, well, you're just going to sit around looking like an idiot. The game warms you up to this in the single player, but it progressively gets harder, and I haven't completely played through the single player. I'm gonna be honest with you, because it got kind of boring, to be honest with you. You see, the single player story mode is kind of set up like Little Big Planet, and that it's there purely to exist to give you unlocks for track components and car decals, because the big thing in this game is emphasizing car customization and track customization with your custom built tracks. They want to give you a way to unlock that in a single player mode. Makes sense. The single player story basically revolves around a text box that pops up and says something like, monsters are invading the city, you gotta go race to defeat them. But they didn't really put any effort into this. It's really just racing circuits, sprints, and time trials, and that's it. And yeah, the racing in this game is pretty fun, but if I'm being honest with you, they really missed the opportunity to do more with this. Because like I was saying, in Hot Wheels Beat That, a game that came out like a couple of decades ago, you're like going at the throat of your other opponents. You're trying to get revenge on them. You're picking up pickups throughout the track, and you're shooting them with rockets and laser beams. You're throwing up a shield to block incoming attack. There's some really interesting level designs in the Hot Wheels Beat That tracks, like you got decks of cards stacked up across the table and dominoes they can knock down. And there doesn't really seem to be quite as much of that in Hot Wheels Unleashed. That's not to say that there isn't a lot of track variety, because you literally get a track builder in Hot Wheels Unleashed, which you don't in Beat That, where you can kind of create whatever you want. But I'm just saying, when it comes to the single player, the same circuits and sprints and time trials, it can get a little old. The time trials can be hard though, because you gotta like nail that gold standard down to the second, which means you really gotta maximize your work on that track. That's really neat. But where the game really does shine is in the multiplayer. When the multiplayer works right, it is a blast, because you get to play a multitude of these custom tracks where people just create the craziest things, down to where it's just straight up sadistic. Remember the aerial moves I was talking about? Well, people will craft the tracks directly around these physics-based things, to where you really got to do a lot of trial and error to get it right. So if you're not good at it, well, you're just gonna fall behind. And when everybody's completed the race but you, or I think at least when the first 3 people complete the race, there's like a timer for 30 seconds where if you don't complete the race in that amount of time, it just ends and you're in the place that you're in. The racing can get intense, man. When the race starts, you'll see everybody flying down the track. There'll be people getting pushed against each other. If you're driving something like a Koenigsegg, which has kind of like a slope, you can kind of inadvertently, in a way, scoop up cars and knock them off the track. And there's no barriers in this outside of like the orange track, right? So like when you're on these off-road segments, you can just kind of go wherever you want in the level. So it's really easy to go flying off the track. I was really worried about being glued down to the track in this game, but there's really a lot of liberty when it comes to if you mess up, you definitely mess up. You can instantly reset, but that's definitely going to set you back. No fail safes here, baby. It gets hardcore. Whenever you're in the pregame to start these multiplayer events, you're given a selection between like 3 pre-made tracks by the developers, and then you get 2 custom tracks. I kind of would have liked to see a little more custom tracks than pre-made tracks, but whatever. I'm here for the custom stuff. I want to see what the players are making. And the players are making some really crazy stuff, and it's always fun. You never know what you're going to get. And then you get tracks like that are just made to maximize profit, so they're like the shortest, most simple tracks possible. And then you have people take it a step further by going AFK. Like I mentioned, there's a little bit of an imbalance between the community and the currency system in this game when it comes to unlocking cars. I think I remember reading on Reddit that there was a post where a guy was saying it would take like 200 something hours to unlock all the cars in this game, which really seems like too much in my opinion. So people are earning these coins to buy these cars however they can, and a big component to that is unfortunately the multiplayer. Because whether you win or lose a race, as long as you compete in it, you're gonna earn coins. And unlike other games like Call of Duty that try to exploit lobbies for their XP gain, there's no kick function in this. I tested this by just staying in a multiplayer lobby all night, and I was able to just jump into race after race after race and earn coins while I'm in my sleep. I'm earning gold in my sleep, baby. I don't even gotta try for this. But there's no AFK kick functionality in this, so sometimes when you get into these races, half the lobby will just be chilling because they're trying to earn these credits. And there's no disqualification or no penalty for doing this. And look, man, I'm not knocking people for doing this. This is the easiest way to do it. Get your gold. But unfortunately, it comes to the detriment of the excitement of the lobby when half the lobby's just sitting around sleeping, getting the gold. It makes the multiplayer challenge less fun, you know? And I really think that goes to show that they could have done a better way of implementing this currency system or how people can get cars, because if it was super easy to get cars, well, people are still going to exploit, but it wouldn't be this bad, right? Another criticism I gotta knock against the multiplayer is just the fact that it's very bare bones, like the rest of the game is. You see, the track builder is awesome, and one of the levels that you can create tracks in is the basement. Like you get the basement, the bedroom, the skyscraper, the skate park, there's a few of them, right? But the basement is one you can customize. I don't think you can customize the other one, but you get all these little crazy customization options to customize the room that you can play in the basement, which is cool. You get the track builder where you can build virtually anything you want, which is awesome. But when it comes to sharing content, it really sucks. So you can make these custom skins for the car, like I think a dude made like the Gran Turismo pace car skin, and that was really cool, but I had no way I could play with this. So if you go online and you see somebody that's made like a really cool track, there's no way for you to just jump in and give that track a shot. First off, there's no crossplay. So if you're on Xbox and there's somebody on the Nintendo Switch or the PC that made a cool track that you want to give a shot, you can't do it. Sorry. Even though so many games now are crossplay, for some reason they just couldn't make that happen. The next problem is that there just seems to be no way to really download content and play other people's created content easily. You can't search for content. So when you go to search for like custom car skins, there's a page that shows like community made skins, and it's like the top rated, or it's just some random list, I don't know. But you click it, you get a list of cars, and you can just keep scrolling down the list, and that's it. There's no way to search for specific users' content or a certain type of content. You just kind of get what they give you. Alright, so post video recording update. They now added a slightly better way to search for liveries. It's still kind of weird though. Same with tracks. It doesn't seem like there's any way you can search for specific tracks or see top rated tracks for that week. I talked about Mod Nation Racers before, unfortunately mostly offline, but one thing I remember Mod Nation Racers doing very good is its online content. A big part in that game, like Little Big Planet, was just community made content sharing, and you could easily search up and find people's content or avatars or cards or whatever really easily. In Hot Wheels Unleashed, when you're playing these multiplayer tracks, you're randomly given a couple of tracks made by who knows who, and that's the only way you're able to really play them. You can't download a track then host it in multiplayer. You can't host your own track in multiplayer from what it seems like. It's just completely just out there in the open. And without a good way to share all of this custom content that you can make, it kind of makes you feel like, well, what's the point of making all of this if I can't really share it? And sharing would be a really cool thing to emphasize in this game. They got a really cool photo mode. You can pause the game at any time and jump into the photo mode and take really cool screenshot. The track builder allows you to make whatever you want. The car livery gives you like all the tools you would need to make custom decals, and you can have a field day with it, but it just doesn't seem to be a good way to share it. And then when it comes to getting certain cars that you want unlocked, it doesn't seem like there's a really good way to do it because it's all behind loot boxes. But hey, the racing's good and the multiplayer's good. I think Hot Wheels Unleashed is a fun game, but I don't think it's the 9 out of 10 that IGN was giving it, man. I mean, come on, we've given much more lower. Is it a fun game? Yes. Is the track builder good, which it advertised? Yes. Does it have online multiplayer? Yes, but it could have just been refined a little better. There's times where I'll jump in and search for a multiplayer match, and then I'll just get stuck in the waiting to find a match screen, and there's no way to cancel it out. So if you're stuck in this loop of searching for a match, your only way to cancel that out is to go and disconnect from your internet connection and then have it kick you out of the lobby, then connect back to it. And you'll find if you play this game, there's just a lot of little oversights like that, like just little kinks that could have been ironed out. I kind of feel like this game needed a little more time to bake, just a little more time to flesh it out, you know? But I think it's fun, you know? It's a really fun game that's hard to recommend. I think there's like a challenge accepted edition where you get like a real Hot Wheels car in the physical copy of the game at Walmart. Dude, that's really cool. I love stuff like that. I think it's got to come with a few more updates, at least to its multiplayer component, and I'd be sold on it 100%. But that's my opinion on Hot Wheels Unleashed. If you like racing stuff, I just did a Gran Turismo video you might enjoy. What's your opinion on Hot Wheels, or Hot Wheels Unleashed specifically, or your history with the whole franchise in general? Drop it in the comments and let me know. I'm trying to get back in the swing of uploading regularly and doing these videos on a good regular basis, so hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, let me know what you think, and hopefully I'll see you on the next one. But for now, it's been C. I'll see you later. Later.
Yeah.